Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Thank you all for taking a few minutes out of your day to focus on something that impacts every single one of us, our mental health. Today's presentation is called Mental Health Matters. Health is Health. I chose this topic because mental health is often talked about separately from physical health, when in reality, they are deeply connected. Just like we go to the doctor when something is wrong with our body, it is just as important to take care of our emotional and psychological well being. Mental health affects how we think, how we feel, how we interact with others, and how we move through our daily lives. Today, we're going to briefly talk about why mental health matters, how it impacts our overall health, and a few simple ways we can support our mental well being. So, what is mental health? When we talk about mental health, we are talking about much more than mental illness. Mental health includes our emotional well being, our psychological health, and our ability to cope with everyday stress. It affects how we think, how we feel, how we make decisions, and how we relate to people around us. Mental health also influences how we handle challenges, how we manage relationships, and how we show up in our daily responsibilities. Just like physical health, mental health exists on a spectrum. Some days we may feel balanced and resilient, and other days we may feel overwhelmed or stressed. The important thing to remember is that everyone has mental health, and everyone benefits from taking care of it. Mental health affects physical health. One reason mental health matters so much is because it has a direct impact on physical health. Mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression often show up in the body through physical symptoms like headaches, digestive problems, fatigue, or difficulty sleeping. When mental health concerns go untreated for long periods of time, they can also increase the risk of developing chronic health conditions such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and chronic pain. This reminds us that the mind and body are not separate systems. They work together. When our mental health is struggling, our physical health can also be affected as well. Mental health affects overall well being. Mental health is also a key part of overall well being and quality of life. When someone is experiencing ongoing stress, anxiety, or depression, it can affect how they experience daily life. Things that once felt manageable, such as going to work, maintaining friendships, or completing daily tasks, may start to feel more and more difficult. Mental health challenges can also impact motivation, energy levels, and the ability to enjoy activities that someone once found meaningful. When mental health is supported and cared for, individuals are often better able to maintain balance in their relationships, responsibilities, and personal goals. Mental health affects work and social life. Mental health can also influence how we function socially and professionally. When someone is experiencing significant stress or emotional distress, it can affect concentration, communication, and productivity. This may impact performance at work or school. Mental health struggles can also affect relationships. Some people may withdraw socially, feel isolated, or have difficulty maintaining connections with others. Over time, these challenges can lead to increased stress, reduced productivity, and sometimes financial strain. This is why promoting mental health awareness in workplaces and communities is so important. Mental health is common. Another important point to recognize is that mental health challenges are very common. In the United States, approximately 1 in 5 adults experiences a mental health condition each year. That means millions of people are navigating these challenges. Because mental health concerns are so common, It is important that we reduce stigma and create spaces where people feel comfortable talking about their experiences. Open conversations about mental health help people realize that they are not alone and that support is available. Mental health can be treated. The encouraging news is that mental health conditions can be treated and managed. Just like physical health conditions, mental health concerns can improve with the right support and care. Treatment may include therapy or counseling, medication when appropriate, strong support systems, and lifestyle practices that support emotional well being. Seeking help for mental health concerns is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is often one of the most courageous steps a person can take toward healing and personal growth. Ways to support mental health. There are also many everyday practices that can support mental health and emotional well being. Simple things like talking with someone you trust, prioritizing sleep, practicing self stress management, and staying physically active can make meaningful differences. It is also important to recognize when additional support may be needed. Speaking with a mental health professional can provide tools, guidance, and support for navigating life's challenges. Taking care of our mental health is not a one time action, it is an ongoing practice that supports overall wellness. To close today's presentation, the most important message I want to leave you with is this: mental health is health. Our emotional and psychological well being deserve the same care, attention, and compassion that we give to our physical health. When we prioritize mental health, we strengthen our ability to cope with challenges, build meaningful relationships, and live fuller and healthier lives. Thank you all for taking a few minutes today to reflect on mental wellness and the role it plays in our overall health. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.